Hi everyone, a wonderful day. This time I would like to comment on something that is happening a lot to all of us everywhere, which is we are consuming a lot of pre-digested stuff. I mean that we are sort of used to clothes that are ready to wear. We see documentaries, movies, we see lots of things that are ready-made for us to think, for us to see, for us to listen to, if we think about music and many discourses like this one from lots of people. We have things that are ready for us to consume in many different ways. Food, clothes, but also thought. Now, my question about this is that we are losing our inner initiative and our bodily initiative. We are losing a lot of our creative initiative. For instance, when we see a movie or a documentary, we are watching something that comes in a way pre-digested. Sometimes we have the illusion that we are watching something that is reality, but it's not. It's a selection of images, of sounds, of sequences, of interpretations made by someone else. Lots of directors, they are showing us their ways, their thought, their way of perceiving, of reflecting on reality, but they are not showing us reality itself. It comes pre-digested by them, and then we watch it sometimes with this illusion, and we become sort of passive many times, absorbing what is sent to us. We do this a lot with mass media, of course, and those are main ways to manipulate us and to convince us to things that are not reality again. They are news that have been selected according to sometimes dubious criteria. And many times when we watch a movie also, or a documentary, or the news, or something like of this sort, this ready-made stuff, we consume it according to a rhythm that is also imposed from the outside in a way. It's totally different when, for instance, we read a book, because then we have the possibility of reading it and thinking about it with our own rhythm. We choose when and to what extent we are going to read it. Then we think about it. Many times we become disappointed when we see a movie based on a book because it's different from the image we built from the book for ourselves. Because then we have a bigger amount of inner activity. We are redoing in our own way what the book presents us. And this is really interesting and important to us. We are more productive. We are more creative from a book we read even than from, for instance, watching a movie made from this book. And we are all too used to dress clothes that are ready-made for us to dress. We consume thoughts from other people. We consume imagery that has been produced for us. We consume sounds made for us, even smells many times. And we don't have this chance of really producing our own movement, our own sound, our own perception, to have our own rhythm across life. We are too used to bring inside stuff coming from the outside that is ready-made. We become lazy in our production. And this is very dangerous. Also, many times we have this impression that emotion comes to us, it happens to us. We have no initiative. It just happens, it comes. It's a product of circumstances, of events, of stimuli from the outside. And it's not really like that. We can choose, we can cultivate some emotions as we cultivate some imagery and some sensations connected with them as we breathe, as we move, and so on. We can increase some emotional contents, we can increase some mind contents. We can choose what kind of food for our minds we want to choose, and then we try to digest it in our own way and in our own rhythm. Or we can sort of produce part of what we are going to enjoy later for ourselves. There's a lot we can do, a lot of initiative. We can choose how to move our body, the kind of movements we are going to do with our own bodies, what it feels like doing. We can produce our own sounds. We can do experiences with our vocal apparatus. We can sing, not just listen to sound from outside, not just repeat some things, but we can indeed be creative with our own sound. We can choose the smells we want to experience. And to some extent, we can even fabricate some smells or combinations of smells for ourselves. We can choose images, but we can also do our own experiences with movements of the mind and with images. We can produce many different images. We can go for the arts. But as we go, we can think, well, but I'm not good at this. I am not able to draw. Well, it's not about a contest about being able to draw very well. It's about doing our own stuff and enjoying it. Then we choose if we are going to dispose of it or to place it in our own personal archive, or we are going to share it with the world. It depends. But it's important to have our own production in many different ways, our own rhythm, our own contents, not just repeat in our minds things that others thought about, but it's important to have our own inner production, to be creative, to be free to some extent, not just to be consumers of everything ready-made. Because then, in a way, we don't exist. We are an accumulation of stimuli and ideas and things and objects that come from the outside all the time. We have this illusion that we choose, but we rarely choose really anything. We select here and there some stuff, but it has been already prepared, pre-digested, sent to us. So let's avoid this. Let's be more creative and let's enjoy things from within differently. Also, experiences with our own identity, with our own consciousness, because even for identity, we can do experiences with ways of expression, who we are, who we might be. We can act and have different experiences of ways of being human. That increases our perception and even our resonance to other human beings. So let's do this. I think it's extremely important nowadays. Let's not just be the recipients of everything ready-made, but let's be active, creative, and free. Of course, this is the idea for today. So as usual, if you like it, comment, share, subscribe the channel. See you later.